Sí, es bien.
Hola, how are you?
Okay, so first, thank you very much for taking me to this beautiful part of the Andes mountain. Can you tell me more about yourself? Like, what's your name? Where do you come from?
All right, thank you to you to do this amazing experience with us. Right, first, my name is David. Yeah, David Herrera Peso. I am the tour guide from Cusco. Uh, I am 37 years old. Yeah, I'm working here in these mountains as a tour guide more than 12 years already. Doing this amazing experience with our clients coming from different countries from all over the world. No? Yes, I like this job. I mean, that's why we are now with you.
What do you like about this job? What do you like about being a guide?
All right. First of all, I am from the Inca Trail. Yeah, my original place is Inca Trail. Yeah, maybe before you hear about the Inca Trail, nowadays Inca Trail is very famous. No, I mean, in order to do Inca Trail, you have to, for example, book very in advance. Yeah, in Inca Trail, in the first spot, first camping site, there is a one community, and this community is my village. I decided to study this job or this profession is because when I was little, I saw a lot of people, a lot of tourists going by my community, a lot of tour guides uh, working as a tour guide. No, I mean the idea born because my mama and my father they told me, no, David, why no you can study tour guide? No, I mean why we can see other people working this way and you no. That was recommendation of my family, of my parents. My mom, papa, they always recommended to do that. I mean, they were able to help me in my education because sometimes in Inca Trail also there is no good education because we don't have good school. Only we have like elementary school. From that point, I moved, for to Secret Valley, where in the Secret Valley I study my primary school and high school. And then after Urubamba, I moved to Cusco. Yeah, Urubamba is the Sacred Valley. Yeah, and then from Urubamba, I moved to Cusco in order to study my profession as a tourism tour guide because in Cusco we have only one national university, but we have a private one, but very, very, very expensive. No, for me it was very expensive that to pay in private university. I mean, in order to study in national university, I you have to take test. No, if you don't pass the test, no education, no free education. That's why I move, I study, and then I pass the test, and I study in that national university, for 5 years. To be tour guide here is not easy. You have to study 5 years because we have a lot of clients coming from all over the world, getting experience, coming to learn histories. I mean, in order to the tour guides have to get those informations, you have to go to university for 5 years. No?
And what was the test about to enter the university?
The test is you have to all the education you receive in primary school, high school,
Okay.
all that information you have
Okay.
or you got, you have to make it in the test that.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And do you go through special training to become a mountain guide? Like, do you have any training in the mountains?
Not really, but when we study in the university included to recognize the places, the treks, some treks,
Okay.
but not all of them, I mean, from the university, of course, we went to training, maybe
Okay.
like couple times, but not all the treks.
Yes, of course.
We went
yes.
to Inca Trail, we went to Salcante, because here in Cusco we have many, many treks.
Mhm.
As you can see, now we are in Ausangate trek. In Ausangate trek, we have different itineraries. For example, like 3 days that we are doing now. We have a 4 days, we have a 5 days, we have 6 days, 7 days,
Yes.
I mean, but in the university,
Of course,
they
yes.
didn't take
Of course,
us
yes.
all those treks. No, only the principal ones. For example, Sargante or Inca Trail or Jungle area. That's it. No,
Mhm.
but the rest of them I learned it is when I come also as a second tour guide, because once you finish your university,
Yes.
is you cannot go directly to guide. No,
Yes.
you have to first go as a second tour guide in order to maybe recognize more and get more experience, no? And then once you recognize everything, or once you English is good, you can go, for example, as a primary tour guide,
Yes.
no?
And what is your secret to be a good guide?
Well, it's according our experience. Yeah, you know, señorita, nobody is perfect here. Nobody
course.
will knowing everything, right? In order to maybe have good experience or to be good tour guide is according your experience, no? You, for example, it I am thank you to consider to be to tell me, no, as a good tour guide. I mean, according to be the to bit oh sorry good tour guide, I mean we have to make more experience, no?
Mhm.
I mean, we are the humans, no? We every day, we every single day, we learning news and news and news. But for example, nowadays I still learning more,
Of course.
no? Because I think to be good tour guide is thank you to the experience, señorita. Yeah, you have to have experience, and then according that you can inform to your clients. According that you can show, no, the places. You can provide the information, history, because Peru is a multicultural country. I mean, we have a many histories here, starting from the Incan civilizations. No, I mean, after that, arriving also the conquistadors. No, I mean, the history is very deep here, very deep. Yeah, my experience or my to be like a good tour guide is according the experience I got. Yeah.
And do you have a favorite route to take your clients to?
And Lexi, to be honestly, I like everything. I like, I love my culture. Going to the Inca Trail, going to Ausangate Trek, going Salcante Trek, going Laris Trek, or any other places. I love it, all of them, because in each trek, in each places, you can find different history, different, you know, experience.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And what is the hardest part of being a guide, in your opinion?
The hardest one is the economy. I can say economy, because to study tour guide, I mean, you need to spend a lot of money also, because it's not easy. For example, if you, in order to go to recognize the places, you have to pay, you have to expend more money, no? It's
How
not
much is
easy.
university, for instance?
University, as a public university, at least you have to expend every month like 1,000, like 800
Soles.
soles per month, because imagine I am from the village, no? As I told you, in order to move to Cusco City, I have to expend, I have to rent my room, my apartment.
Yes.
I have to pay my food. The university sometimes they ask books to buy books. No, you have to pay extra course, like for example English course. No, you have to pay. No, I mean, including all this, approximately per month you have to spend like 800, like almost 1,000
Mhm.
Peruvian soles. No,
Yes.
for me as a tour guide, I can say you, the hardest one was economy.
Mhm.
Yeah, but thank you to my mama, my father, who helped it, who always put me in directly way. I finished this profession
12 years ago.
12 years ago.
Nice.
Yes, señorita. Yes.
Have you done any hikes outside Peru or only in Peru?
Lexi, as I told you, I am already experienced tour guide. As I told you, I working already over 12 years. I mean, during this triad, I went. I know like almost all Peru.
Mhm.
Yeah, I went to Lima. I took tours to Ical Nazca lines. I went to Colca Canyon, Arequipa. I went Puno region because in Puno we have a nice attractions like the big navigable lake, no, which is Titicaca. I went there, and also I jumped a little bit more there, Bolivia. I did it Salar de Uyuni. I think guys, if you come here, you also I really recommend it to go Bolivia because it's really nice attraction. I mean, a lot of people come here to Peru and then Bolivia and Chile also, no, Atacama Desert. I mean, I know Chile, Atacama, Bolivia, and my next challenging country, I want to go to Argentina to go to explore, no, the the mountains not located in Argentina, for example, Aconcagua, no,
Nice.
Aconcagua. I like that, yeah.
Nice. I wish.
My next adventure, but I thinking also I would like to go United States because I would like to visit the Grand Canyon because a lot of friends that I took in my tour, they invite me to visit Grand Canyon. No?
You're welcome in Bulgaria as well.
Thank you, señorita. Thank you. But this is my mission. No?
I wish you to accomplish this.
Thank you, señorita.
And tell me about the culture of the people in the Andes mountain. Like, let's start with the religion. Like, what do people here believe in?
Yeah. Let's see. You know, the people living in the Andes nowadays they still living like Incan ideology. They have like Incan ideology. Ne? I'm talking about the people living in the Andes, not the people living in the city. No, because their religion, for example, to be honestly, señorita, after the Catholic religion arrived to Peru, the Andes people, like 60-70%, they still Andino. What I mean Andino, or they believe in the natures, no, like in mountains, Mother Earth, no lakes, no the elements that sun, moon, stars, rainbow, no. I mean they they believe in those ideologies, in these deities. But at the same time, they believe also in Catholic religion. Why? Because this Catholic religion was expanded in all Peru, in all Peru. I mean, why I say they believing in Catholic like 30% is because sometimes you can see in the Andes they have a the crucifix, no, Catholic crucifix, or sometimes they read Bibles too, no. But at the same time they worship in the mountains. For example, this amazing mountain, Ausangati. Why? Because you know, as I was explaining, the mountains sometimes provide water. No, water. I think nowadays is considered. We have to be considered as a main element because water represents to the life. No, and then I think that's why, for example, the people of the Andes, they believe in Andino. O sea, Andino means the Andean religion. No, because Andean religion also they believe in the, o sea, they are polytheists. Polytheists means because they believe in multiple gods,
Yes.
no, but not like Catholic. Catholic is only one God, no. I mean, that's why the Andean religion was very important for them, but because this Andean religion is coming since of Inca's time, no, not only from nowadays, no, and then the Andes people they still believing not that religion, and then the Andes people they have this religion also like 30%, as I told you, like Catholic religion. I can say mix, no.
And do they have like any special holiday, for instance, to worship the mountain or the water? Like any, are there any religious holidays related to Mother Earth?
Yeah, exactly. This is good question because here in Peru, no, exactly Peru, in Cusco, we used to celebrate the famous festival of Huatacallari. What means Huatacallari? Huatacallari, like almost Andean people, they celebrate because Huatacallari is the beginning of the year. No, a lot of nowadays, for example, for us, New Year is January 1st, but for Andinos, Huatacallari of the New Year, it was not January 1st. For them was August 1st. Why August 1st? Because August month is the beginning of farming season. It's the beginning of putting the seed underground. I mean, before they can harvest, sometimes they celebrate. They organize one nice festival, the Watakallari. I mean, how carry out this festival? For example, they dance in each community. For example, we can this land have to be for us. Before to put underground the seed, we have to organize little festival here, no? And then we can dance, we can share the food, we can blow our instruments, Indian instruments. After whole day festival, the next day they arrange with the harvesting. Sorry, no, with the harvesting for the farming. No, entonces, yes, they have this kind of religion. For example, nowadays in Cusco, we celebrate, for example, one big festival, this is some festival. I think you guys in internet, you can check Inti Raymi Sun Festival. This Sun Festival is very important because this festival realized in Cusco. A lot of people say, this is a common festival. No, this festival is coming since of Inca's time. Inca celebrate this festival, Sun Festival. Which day? June 24. And also the June, the whole June is a Cusco's anniversary, no? From the 1st of June until 24, people celebrate all every day until June 24. And in June 24, our local government, no, the Cusco local government, organized this festival, Sun Festival. And nowadays, this is very famous. All the tourists coming from all over the world to see that, to observe that. I mean, in the Andes, mostly Huatacayari. But in Cusco City, this Inti Raymi, no? I mean, and this is Andino, all Andino, no?
Is there any difference between the capital city, like the people living in the capital city, in their beliefs and religion, and the religion here?
Let's see. To be honestly, when I went to Lima City, because I have my parents living there, I went to visit there. In Lima City, like almost 99% the people is Catholic. Okay. 99%. Maybe only 1% or 2% they still believe, but the people who move from Cusco to Lima, those people they believe. But the people, for example, original people from the cities, they don't believe already anymore in the Andes. I feel very proud to be the Andean, the community people, because when I was little, I didn't understood about the Incan culture. I didn't understood very well. That's why my mama, for example, she's like 50% Catholic and 50% Andina. Yeah, I mean, when I was little, I was like almost 100%. But what happened when I went to university? My professors, my teachers, they teach me about the Incan histories, why the Incas they believe on the mountains, why the Incas they believe in the Mother Earth. I mean, I learned this amazing, but there was the reason to understand why the Incas they believe. Yes, there is a reason, because as I told you, just talking about the mountains, glacier mountains, because glacier mountains in Inca's time provide clean water. Incas they have amazing rivers, but they never took water from the rivers. Mostly they took water from the glacier mountains, clean water. No, I mean, water was very important for everything. No, even nowadays, I think we have to consider like that, because without water, I think no life. No water, no vegetations. No vegetation, no oxygen, no life. No, I mean, that's why maybe nowadays also we have to believe in the water. No, we have to have respect to this main element. No, thank you to this element, we can eat the food, because the earth always will work. No, always have a relationship with water, with the rain. I mean, water represented today. I mean, Incas they understood like that. No, like for example, like people from nowadays, we don't like, for example, we don't important, for example, no, this nature, no. Others mostly they think money, 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 money. Big governments, United States, other countries like in Peru, our governments they never think on the mountains. They never protect in the sustainable no places because what happens in case they can think maybe they can make big lakes they can collaborate with the lakes because now these lakes are going no they running what happens in case they can harvest the water maybe in the future we cannot miss but nowadays for example these amazing mountains are melting what will be happening for example in the future I think the big countries like United States like Russians like Chinese Japanese no Indians no they will start to fight each other from the water no because after that what will be happening I mean this war maybe disappear no this is my ideology for example I understand like that no I mean that's what it's like.
And talking about the Andes Mountains and the people here, I'm interested to know how is the family culture or marriage culture. Like, at what age do people usually marry? Is it common? Is it more common to marry within the same community? How many kids do people have? Like, how is the family culture here?
In the Andes you say right
Yes.
Lexi in the Andes as I told you to be honest we don't have good education yeah for example to be married or to be stay single is dependent of education also no and also these educations come from the house
Of course.
yeah if the mama or the papa they don't put more attention to the children's of course young children's over 15 over 14 they want to have already their partner or girlfriend boyfriend no but you know the control in order to make control for no have babies or have babies we don't have good support from the good hospital something like that no I mean something these people these Andean young people something they can have young their babies no for example we saw just like minutes ago for example this lady have 20 years old but she have already one baby I was talking with her what happened no why not you study for example your profession and she told me no we don't have a lot of money my father my mother only they are farmers of alpacas and llamas but something the price of these animals there is not good no I mean something thank you to the economy something happened this no what happened in case papa mama they can have good economy maybe they can send to school no but in the school the professor they can teach you no wait if you want to have boyfriend wait if you want to have girlfriend please finish your educations study your professions no but nobody tell them I think that's why something they stop in the hard way I mean they can have their family no but some of them their fathers they work as a porters in Inca Trail their fathers they work as a horsemen in some alternative tracks I mean something they saw for example or they can see for example tour guys like me or other ones no and these fathers something they like it their sons they can study as a tour guide too no because we are good example for them good example they can continue studying as a tour guide for example like us because something I have a experience that some boys they told me David I want to be like you no tour guide yeah it's something I really recommended they say yeah study finish to study no if you are making money here you have to save and once you finish your high school you have to study that profession you are thinking no I mean yes to be tour guide is good profession here because you can share culture you can interchange culture from your clients no I mean like that no
Is it more common for boys to be a tour guide or for girls as well?
the girls also we have in Cusco a lot of tour guide girls for example my sister she's a tour guide Yeah, she's out in this moment. She's in the mountains also. I mean, she work in another travel agency. No, I mean, she's a tour guide. She like it to be tour guide. No, I mean, it's no, it's not common that that one lady have to be tour guide. No, it is common. It's common because a lot of ladies they like it to this profession. No? These ladies they like it to share also their culture as a woman. I mean, I think it's a little bit difficult for them to work and going to the high Andes, but some ladies they are very strong. No, I mean, for example, my city she's very strong. She like more mountains than to guy in the city. No, because something I really recommended. You can stay in the city. No, you can get more experience staying in the city. But she told me, no, David, I wanna go to the mountains. The mountains more quiet. I mean, you can stay alone with your clients. No, watching the mountains. I mean, also she is Andina. Yeah, she like the Andes. Yes.
And also talking about the differences between boys and girls in the Andes mountain, are tasks divided according to your gender. So for instance, maybe the woman will be taking care of the household, or anyone does anything.
Yeah. Before, for example, before we are talking like 10 years or 15 years ago, that happened. Yeah, for example, mostly people or the culture say, no, the women have to stay in home, take caring the children, take caring, no, the cooking for the husbands, making dresses for the husbands, for the children's. I mean, like Inca, no? For example, in Inca, things happen like that, no? All the women, something they help in the farming. But something now they stay in the house because they have to organize, for example, all the home details like organize dressings, cooking for their childrens. But after 15 years ago, this changed. No, because I think women and men they have the same equality. They can work, they can have their money. I mean, they can buy by themselves without any control. Because before they have a control, no, from the husband. The husband say, no, you have to stay in the home. You have to cook for me. You have to stay with children. No, but that changed, as I told you, like 15 years ago. Nowadays, equality. That's why in Peru we are a Peru. In Peru we are a democratic people, independent people. No, I mean, women have the same equal or to work to have money. The men's also. No, I mean, this indifference that 15 years ago now is changing, señorita. And also nowadays in Inca Trail you can see already women porters. Yeah, some travel agencies they are providing, they are giving this opportunity, no, providing this no job for the women. I mean, which is very good because they can work, they can buy, they can manage their money according they can imagine, no. I mean, for me, I am very proud to sometimes take women porters into the Inca Trail. I mean, I always recommend it. Keep going, no? Keep going, no? Somebody they can say, no, why women's they can carry in the picket. No, you can do it. If you feel, if you feel like some people doing this is welcome for you. Yes.
And final question, maybe. What do you love about Peru? It's your home country. Like, how would you invite somebody to come visit Peru?
Let's see, señorita. Peru is a multicultural country. In Peru, you can see everything. Yeah, we have a microclimes or different weathers in Peru. Yeah, in Peru, we have a many attractions. Since that Incas started in Cusco, we have a many places to see. We have a lot of food. We have I mean, it's multicultural Peru. It's multicultural. I honestly, to everyone I invite to come to Peru to learn our history. I mean, Peru is rich in history, very rich. Since Incas and then Spaniards, I mean, and then starting drinking, food, attractions. You know, Machu Picchu, guys, waiting for you. Machu Picchu is nowadays considered one of the 7 new wonders of the world. I mean, a lot of people coming to see Machu Picchu. But not only Machu Picchu, you can combine your tour, you can combine to visiting your places you want to do. For example, just in Secret Valley, talking in Cusco region, we have many places you can see. You can visit the communities, Andean communities, to learn how is their tradition, culture, how they dress. No, you can go to see, for example, attractions, for example, miradors, hummingbirds. You can make experience with horses, Paso Fino, Peruvian Paso Fino horses. You can make biking. I mean, it's many, señorita. It's many things.
And your mother language is Quechua.
My mother language is Quechua. Lexi, my first language is Quechua. Yeah, when I was boy, my mama and my papa, they first teach me Quechua, and then when I went to the school, elementary school and high school, I learned my Spanish, and then when I went to university, I learned my English. It's like that gradually. Now I thinking also to study Portuguese. Is a little bit more easy to learn, but I would like to learn. I hope before to I can have maybe 50 years. I would like to learn that. Yeah.
And can you tell, like as an ending of this video, can you tell something in Quechua?
Bueno, in Quechua family, I would like to invite. Yeah, let's see how is this Quechua. Quechua is a little bit difficult, but no impossible to learn. Yeah. Noca David, guía de turismo, invita a Kichis, visita Mueco que Perú llachtata, para que Cancún rexina Kichis para que suma llachtaikuta, no, Cosco llachtata, Valle Sagrado llachtata, Machu Picchu llachtata, no caigo ancestro y cruascanta. No ca invita a Kiko, desde el profundo de mi corazón, visítanos Cusco, ¿ok?
Yeah, so you invite us to visit all the Machu Picchu, the
Yes.
Sacred Valley.
Yeah, I say, me as a tour guide, I really invited to come to Peru, to visit Peru, especially to Cusco region, and because in Cusco region we have places to see like Machu Picchu, like the Sacred Valley of the Incas, because we have many things to see there, because Cusco is the central in tourism activity. Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us.
Thank you, señorita Stephanie. It's a pleasure maybe to have to you and taking this mountain. I hope you're enjoying this.
Very much.
Thank you so much. Bye bye. Enjoy this video. Yeah?